Back to the 8-period day. I have taught in the block schedule before. I was in the pilot program here at Brick High School last year with the freshman class. We taught on the A-B. We just changed to the 4x4 this year. I feel the block scheduling has absolutely benefited me as a teacher. I think it's made me a better teacher. I think more about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I can more effectively structure the period to meet all the students' needs. I use more of a variety of instructional methods on the block because the block allows you the freedom to do that.
Can you give us an example of a particular teaching method you use?
Hands down on the block schedule, I like following up direct instruction with a collaborative effort. The collaborative effort after direct instruction allows students to perform a direct application of the skills they've learned while it's fresh in their head. It encourages higher level thinking skills. We're able to go beyond comprehension and hit application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. Additionally, it takes a lot of planning on the part of the teacher to structure collaborative learning effectively. And I think when students see teachers putting in the extra time and effort into structuring a class period, they too will then, as a result, put in more effort.
Tell us how you feel about moving to a block schedule.
It's been a very smooth transition. I've been very surprised of how the faculty and staff and the students are liking it. They're moving very smoothly, and it just seems like it's just a normal day of school. We're back and everything's normal.
Have you ever taught in a block schedule before?
I have. I actually my first year teaching was at Monsignor Diamond High School, where I was a teacher of block scheduling. I was also a student of block scheduling. I was actually there for their transition in '98. I was a freshman of regular scheduling, and then I was a sophomore, junior, and senior of block scheduling.
Oh, right. So. Do you feel that a block schedule has benefited your teaching experience?
Absolutely. Believe it or not, in half a year I can cover more because of 80-minute periods than I can with an entire year of 45 minutes. There's actually been times, there were times at the end of last semester where I said, wow, I'm ahead of where I should be, and yet I felt the kids learned more of what they should have.
Well, that's good. What are the top 3 things that you like about block scheduling?
Definitely the changing of classes. I think the kids enjoy getting new teachers. If there's some kind of conflict, the kids can say, I'm done with that teacher. And so I like that. I like the fact that I get 80 minutes with kids. We get to really get in depth with the material and using technology in the classroom. And just the overall atmosphere of the school seems to have changed. Less kids in the hallway, less time out of class. It just seems like everything's going better.
Can you give us an example of a particular teaching method that you use?
I like to start the class with a do now, which used to be 5 minutes, and now we can take our time, 10 to 15 minutes, with whatever the topic is. And then I usually like to lecture for 10 to 15 minutes, which is the most that any child should have to listen to someone lecture. And then I like to let them do the class. I like them to talk to each other, do group work, and really hold a class discussion on what's going on in the class. I feel that's the best type of learning.
Do you feel that this method has improved your teaching?
Oh, absolutely. Any time that a student can learn from another student, that's true learning.
How do you feel about moving to a block schedule?
I actually love teaching in a block scheduling. It gives me so much more time to work with my students and to give them as much information as I can in 80 minutes, vice a 45-minute time frame.
How has block scheduling benefited your teaching experience?
I think the block scheduling has helped me as a teacher because, once again, I now have 80 minutes to work with. And so how do I fill that time, and how do I get as much information to my students in 8 minutes? That's really forced me to really become a better teacher.
What are the top 3 things that you like about block scheduling?
I think the top 3 things I like is my student involvement, getting to know my students so much better, and actually seeing them move from A to B. You know, if I can get a student to start at square one and end up at square two, and know so much more, that's a success story. And I see that in my students. I see them growing. I see them being successful.
What is a particular method that you use in block scheduling?
Wow, one particular method is tough. Because I change strategies all the time. Whether we start, I start with a do now. I like to do a lot of group work, take them to the library, show them excerpts from a film. How does that, really show what we're talking about? This year we're going to be doing a bit more debating as we look at the Constitution.
All right, thank you.